So we're here with All City Animal Trapping and wanted to get your professional opinion on do-it-yourself tips for dead animal in attic.
Okay. Um, Do-it-yourself tips for all dead animals are pretty much going to be the same thing. We'll start in the attic. Basically, what you need to know going into an attic, if you've never been up there before, has really nothing to do with the dead animal itself. Each beam in an attic is 16 inches apart. I believe they're called bays, and you have to step on those. If you step on drywall, you will go through that ceiling and you will end up in the living room or the kitchen of the house, wherever you are. I'm sure anybody who's worked in attics for a long period of time has done it at least once or put their foot through a hole in the ceiling. But if you're going up into the attic, you need to understand how to walk around in the attic, what you can grab and where you can put your feet, because it's important. Otherwise, you're going to damage the roof of your house pretty easily. But if you catch a rat in a trap up there, or if possums, which have really short lifespans, about 3 years in the wild, go up there and they happen to pass away. Same thing being for a raccoon for whatever reason. Sometimes things eat rat poison. Like our company doesn't use poison specifically, but it's everywhere out there. And sometimes the wrong animals get to it and will pass away in strange spots. If you have to do that yourself, the only things I can really say to you are definitely wear gloves, bring a bag, use 10 parts water to 1 part bleach in a spray. So you want to bleach it, but you don't want to turn everything white in the attic. You just want to disinfect that area. You can use Odoban or Zep. Both are available at Home Depot. But you want to spray that down. It helps too if they have a good smell to them, to not bother you. And then you definitely want to wear a mask if you're around rat droppings at any point. So rat droppings, as they age, they become kind of dust-like. When you step on them, they turn into pores or into spores in the air. You can breathe it in, which can cause potential health problems, let alone the fact that not all attics have been treated for asbestos at this point. So you should be wearing a mask regardless going into an attic. But if you have a smell up there and you're trying to conquer it yourself, the only thing you can really do is not be squeamish. I mean, if you have the fortitude to go up there and get it, it can be done. The problem is, can you find it? And are you comfortable belly sliding over those 16-inch bays where you're going to have 1 bay on your chest, 1 bay around the crotch area, 1 bay around your knees as you're trying to inch your way forward into the deepest parts of the attic? Because it's never simple. The animals never die right in the middle. They always tuck themselves into a corner to protect themselves, just as they should. That's what their instinct says, even if they're passing away. So it's going to be in somewhere strange. It's going to be right in your face because you're going to be crawling face first, and that smell is going to be intense. Basically, if it's so intense that you can smell it through the ceiling in whatever room you're in down below, when you get up there, it's going to go about, 5 times stronger. So as you get close to it, then it's going to increase as well. So the real tip I have is get it done quick. I've been doing this a long time, and every now and then, even I still get grossed out when dealing with dogs or large raccoons or anything like that that's happened to pass away in a strange space. If that air doesn't have anywhere to go, it's going to affect you a lot. So, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. My phone cut out for a second.
No
So,
problem.
long story short with that is go up there with your bag, your gloves, your mask, your bleach, and everything like that. But there's no secret special way to do it. You're going to scoop it up, you're going to put it in a plastic bag, you're going to tie it off. There will probably be bugs and things like that around it that are also quite gross. You're gonna have to spray those down as well and clean them up. And that's all services that we provide as a company. But most people are not going to be very comfortable doing that. It's not going to be worth it to you to tear up your clothes and make them super dirty, sliding through an attic or through a crawl space underneath the house, and then coming upon a really, really ripe dead animal down there that's you can't run from it when you're trapped in those spaces. When you're in a crawl space or you're up in an attic, if you get grossed out, backing out is a slow process. You can't do it quickly because you have to step in the right places in order to do it. So if somebody is going to attempt to do it themselves, I would just say try to do it quick. You can try holding your breath and all that sort of stuff. It's not going to work. Wear a mask. You can put some Vicks Vapor Rub inside the mask if you want to try to hide the smell, but it is going to be gross 90% of the time, 99% of the times most likely. So usually most people leave it up to, I mean, I guess we're experts when it comes to removing dead animals, but really it's just we're used to it and we know where to look and we know how to get into those places and do it quickly and efficiently, kill off the bugs, get the smell away and get out, because that's really all it boils down to. Find it, clean it, and get it out of there.
Gotcha. So aside from the know-how, you kind of need to have the stomach for this.
100%. It's, if you're getting grossed out in your house and you can't even see it, trust me, when you get close enough to see it, it's going to be very, very, very gross. It's weird too with dead animals because we get called out every now and then for a couple of other things that kind of run concurrent with it. Sewage lines break and people think that there's a dead animal underneath the house. They get very confused about that. Now, these aren't things we're great at telling you exactly what it is, but these are things that I've seen that have happened before. Sometimes I'll search a whole property, then you'll find a pool of water beneath the pipe and you go, oh, sewage line is broken. That's what the smell actually is. Mold can do the same thing. But outside of that, if you think it's a dead animal, and any good trapper, as soon as they walk into your house or as soon as they pop the hatch on the attic, when the smell hits them, they know if it's an animal or not. If you're good at this, you know if it's an animal or not. And then based on that, if you're a person trying to do that yourself and you don't even know if it's an animal or not, it could be a needle in a haystack trying to find it, because we're also looking at paw prints, what type of animal it is, and then based on what type of animal might be dead up there, we know where to look, because it's going to be in this corner, this is what its nest looks like, that sort of thing. Outside of that, if you can see it and you're a homeowner, go after it, get it done. Do not take your time. The slower you go, the more that smell is going to bother you. But most of the time, I would say leave it to the professionals. I get asked a lot about rabies. There's not a lot of rabies in Southern California. I've seen it maybe twice. In both cases were concerning bats. I get asked a lot about all sorts of viruses and diseases that can come off these animals. As far as I can tell, you cannot get sick from breathing in. If you're putting your hands on a carcass or something like that without gloves on and then touching your mouth, the same goes for any animal's droppings. You raise your risk for anything that animal is carrying. So that's another reason gloves, mask, bag, bleach, all that stuff is essential.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
No problem. Thank you.